Once upon a time in Tudor England, King Henry VIII was doing what he did best, chasing women and starting drama. Enter Mary Boleyn, a beauty of the court who caught the king's roving eye. They had a fling, but Mary's charm didn't last long because, well, Henry had the attention span of a toddler in a candy store. Mary was sidelined faster than yesterday's gossip, but lucky for Henry, Mary had a sister, Anne. And oh boy, Anne wasn't about to let anyone treat her like a one-night Tudor special. Anne Boleyn wasn't just pretty. She was smart, sassy, and had a plan. When Henry started flirting, Anne said, "I'm not here for a good time. I'm here for the crown." And guess what? Henry, being Henry, was like, "Sure, I'll break up with my wife, start a new church, and rewrite history, just for you." And so, Henry spent years arguing with the Pope, flipping tables and founding the Church of England just to make Anne his queen. Talk about dedication or stubbornness. Take your pick. In 1533, Anne finally got her crown. She walked into Westminster Abbey like, "I told you I'd make it." Henry was thrilled for about 5 minutes. Then Anne had a baby, a girl, Elizabeth. And Henry, being a typical medieval dad, said, "Where's my boy?" Anne's like, "She's a queen in the making, trust me." But Henry wasn't convinced. He started giving her the side eye, and things got messy real quick. Here's where things go downhill, folks. Anne's enemies at court started whispering, "She's too smart for her own good." Henry, meanwhile, was off flirting with Jane Seymour because apparently one queen at a time wasn't enough. Next thing you know, Anne's on trial for treason, adultery, and witchcraft. Yeah, they really went there. The court was like, "Guilty." And Anne was like, "Seriously?" But even on the scaffold, Anne kept her head. Figuratively speaking, of course. Literally, not so much. With Anne out of the picture, little Elizabeth was left to fend for herself. Henry moved on, married a few more wives. Okay, a lot more wives. And still didn't get a proper male heir. Turns out, calm as a Tudor. Fast forward a few decades, Elizabeth grows up, takes the throne, and says, "I don't need a man or a marriage to rule." She becomes one of England's greatest queens, proving Anne was right all along. Elizabeth was a big deal. So what's the moral of the story? Don't mess with the Boleyns. Anne may have lost her crown and her head, but her daughter became a legend. As for Henry, well, he's remembered for eating a lot of turkey legs and marrying half the kingdom. In the end, Anne's ambition gave us Elizabeth I, a queen who ruled like a boss and made sure everyone remembered the Boleyn name. And if that's not a mic drop moment, I don't know what is.